Yeah. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay. Well, today we would like to present our presentation about academic strategy used by junior high school students. Okay. As we know that English. Oh. Okay. Now the outline here, there's some outline that I would like to explain to you all here. That's okay, now we come to the first. As we know that English is one of subjects that's very important for us in Indonesia especially, because it is included in one of the tests that included in final test or final examination that the students have to get before they before they come to the next stage. For example, for junior high school students, they have to take it before they come to the senior high school, and the senior high school students have to take it before they come to the undergraduate students. And for learning English, there are some people more successful than others. As we know that our achievement in English so different. There are low achievement, high achievement, and average achievement. So that's why they can feel like that. Why they can get like that? Because first, that's okay. Next. Swan in 2008, he said that learning a foreign language is difficult, complicated, and time-consuming. As we know that English is not our mother language. It's also not our second language. It is our fourth language. It means that it is the third language that we receive, and we have to protect it. And then some students in our classroom have a positive traits in the classroom, but in reality, sometimes they fall inachieve the goal of English itself. Why? It perhaps one of the goals is about their learning strategy used by them. Next. So today we're going this paper. The objective of this paper is to investigate the learning strategy used by the students in junior high school. And this divided into 3 research questions. First is about what is the most and the least frequently strategy used by the students. And the second is about how is the difference of the use of learning strategy between proficiency level or a high achiever and the low achiever. And the third is what strategy students use that is not listed in SEAL, self-inventory learning strategy. SEAL, self-inventory learning, language learning. Okay, next. This is some literature review that we have here about learning strategy. What is learning strategy? We know that learning strategy is a case that we conduct in our classroom or the students do to achieve the goal, their goal in learning. However, some students don't use appropriate learning strategy in the classroom. And this strategy divided into 2. First is direct strategy, and the second is indirect strategy. While direct strategy deal with the language used, while indirect strategy deal with the management of learning. Next. This is the type of direct strategy: memory strategy, cognitive strategies, and compensation strategy. And this is the indirect strategies. Indirect strategies including metacognitive, affective, and social strategy. Okay, as a teacher, just know of Nana have said we have to know about our students' characteristics in the classroom. We have to know about the students' strategy in their learning process. So that's why as a teacher, we have to find out the students' learning strategy to make them successful in learning and study the effectiveness of the particular learning strategy. We have to know about it, such as metacognitively, we have to know about it, audiolingual method and blah blah blah. We have to know about it. Teach students to manage their use of strategies. We have to ask the students the appropriate strategy that they can use. As I knew that there are three, as I just now said in the conversation, audio students, visual students, and kinesthetic students. They have different style in their strategy. So that's why they have to maintain, they have to determine which strategy that they for their study. Next, this is quizzes on learning strategy, some quizzes. First is mostly to keep until term. Here there is a correspondence between the employment of different strategy and the provincial level. It means that there are coherent, there are relation between the strategies and the achievement that the students get. And also metacognitive strategies are most frequently used by EFL learners. And this is the research methodology. First is participants, so the female students of 9th grade of junior high school in SMPIT Nurul Islam Tengadan, Semarang. And also the instrument, 50 items of version 7.0 of the seal, also in 90. Two open-ended questions adapted from the and Oxford. 8 items of background questionnaire adapted from Oxford also. And the procedure, the questionnaire was distributed to 2 English teachers who administered them to their students. Next. And about the data analysis, here we have the quantitative and the qualitative data. So that's why we use mixed method to analyze about the strategy used by the students in the school. And for the findings and the discussion will be explained by my partner, please.
Okay, hi everyone. Now I will continue the presentation about the findings, the conclusion, and the recommendation. Let's start from the overall strategy used by the students in the junior high school. From the table, you can see that the students are medium users of strategies with min 3.1279 from 1 to 5 scale. And next. And from overall group of strategies used, we can see here that students tend to use metacognitive strategies most frequently than other strategies. And students use memory strategies less frequently than the other strategies. And here we can see the students' self-rated proficiency level. We can see here that from 30 students, there's 1 student with excellent proficiency level and 12 students who has good proficiency levels, and also 70 students who have fair proficiency levels. And from the table, you can see that the students who have good proficiency levels tend to use more strategies than the other students. But however, there is one student who has excellent proficiency level, but she tends to use the strategies less frequently than the other students. Then we try to find out why. First, we take a look at the motivation and learning, and it seems that these students want to learn English because she is interested in language. She wants to be able to speak an international language, just the same reason with their friends. And then we take a look at and then we take a look at her perception about the importance of learning English, and it is found that she thought that English is not so important to be learned. Then perhaps the possible reason might lay in her aptitude toward the learning language. So it is stated by her that students who have wide range of intellectual ability or intelligence ability tend to be more successful in learning language. Next. Okay, we can see here students with difference between fair and good proficiency level. And next. It can be said that learners with fair proficiency level tend to use strategies less frequently than learners with good proficiency level. And learners with good proficiency level tend to use metacognitive strategies the most frequently than other strategies. Because here metacognitive strategies make students to be better in controlling and managing their learning. And then the learners with fair proficiency level tend to use compensation strategies most frequently than other strategies, because compensation strategies will enable the learners to use the language despite their limitation about their knowledge in the language. And then both groups use memory strategies the least frequently than other strategies. It seems that it relates to students' characteristics because they are teenagers. They can develop more abstract thought about everything, so they just don't use memory strategies much more because, especially they are not in the elementary level anymore. Okay. And the next is about strategies students use that are not in the first one. From the open-ended questions, it is found that first students listen to English song and translate the lyric to memorize the words. And the second, students sing English song over and over again to learn language. And then the third one, students watch movies with the subtitles. And the next one, listen how to pronounce the word correctly. And the next one, talk to her or himself using English. And the next one, circle the words that they often use in the dictionary, and then find the meaning of new words and write it down. And thus is practice more and study hard. Most of these strategies belong to dialect strategies, which relates to the language itself. And there's only one, the last strategy, that belongs to indirect strategies. Okay, now let's move to the strategies. In the cell that students think should be suited to Indonesian students. For example, there is an item which stated that I watch English language TV shows spoken in English, and students who only have regular TV in their house will not be able to do this because in Indonesia we know that most of them are in English in bahasa Indonesia. And the next one. I don't know messages, letters, or reports using English because it is really difficult to be applied. And the next one, I try to relate whenever I feel afraid of using this. I think they're not afraid, they just feel nervous because they speak the language they don't use every day. Next. And the next one, I practice English with other students. Sometimes it is difficult to start talking with other students using English. And the next one, I try to learn about the culture of English speakers because they learn it together with their friends in the classroom, with their teachers, something like that. And the next one, the conclusion. We have said it before that they are medium users and they use metacognitive studies the most frequently and memory studies the least frequently. And the next one is, there are many factors that may affect student success in learning language. And the use of language learning strategies tend to have an effect on students' success. Next. And the recommendation. Teachers can use the cell to identify students' learning strategies, and teachers can help students to improve their language proficiency by encouraging the students to use the appropriate strategy in certain tasks, and the skill can be adapted or suited with the characteristic their student in the classroom, because there are some strategies that students use that are not listed in the skill. And the last, it is recommended to have further research about learning strategies in different contexts. That's all for our presentation.
Thank you.
For presentations. Well, jump to the next presentations. We have Mr. Romi B. Rambet from Indonesian University of Education. And his yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, I guess. I thank for the presenters because seems like we discussed the same ideas, yeah. But my case in Papua, because I'm also